Now, I would like to provide some information about our keynote speaker. Tal Garih is a distinguished scholar and a strategic development manager for Alar cohorting. He is currently a lecturer at Bahçeşehir University. He is a board member in the Global Entrepreneurship Network. As a recognized expert in his field, Mr. Garih's insights and perspectives on the critical issues facing the world today will undoubtedly prove invaluable to our conference. With that said, it is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Garih to the 18th annual session of Hisar Junior Model United Nations.
Thank you so much, Roy. Dear delegates, esteemed teachers, and all of you, it's a true pleasure and honor and privilege to be among you fine ladies and gentlemen. Now, I would like to start with a short exercise. And by the way, thanks for the kind introduction, but it really doesn't matter who I am or any individual. What matters is who we are together. We need to move from ecosystems towards ecosystems and work all together. So 1 + 1 = infinity. Now, imagine this this is a hypothetical exercise. Imagine this piece of paper is 1 centimeter wide. If I fold it once, how thick is it? Once again? 4. Once again? 16, not 8. How many times do we need to fold this piece of paper so it reaches all the way from the floor to the moon?
42.
Okay, there are always a few that already heard this exercise, but usually a person would say, heck, I don't know, infinity, millions, billions, while the actual answer is 43. How come? Exponential change. Exponential transformation. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 16, 256. 256 times 256, all of a sudden it's 4 million. Yes, I know you cannot fold it more than 7 times. As I said, it's a hypothetical exercise. But that's my point. Everything is changing faster and faster and faster and faster. I mean, I was also an MUNer when I was in high school. And we represented France, and I was in the Security Council, and I had veto power, so it was fun. But regardless, since then towards today, I still feel young. I'm sorry, I'm still young. And it's all here as well. I've realized the things we were focusing on back then compared to what you're focusing on today is amazing how things shift. So basically, including COVID, in COVID it's as if we're using the remote to watch Netflix or whatever, and then as if we press the fast forward button and whoosh, we're in the future. And within a couple of months, all of a sudden, as if 10 years have passed. Zooms, Microsoft Teams, remote working, whole different world. We used to go to the office every day. Now we go 3 times a week, work twice from the house, or whatever hybrid system, but still meeting up, being together, be it MUN, work or school, eating together, spending time together, working on meaningful stuff together, touching one another is critical as well. But yes, time is flying, and it's as if we're time traveling. Now, look at the doubling of information. In 1900, it took 100 years for the information to double. 1940 went down to 25 years. 1915, 13 months. Meaning that soon information is going to double within 12 hours, 12 minutes, 12 milliseconds. Machine learning, AI. By the way, I mean, many of you probably watched The Matrix. Who watched The Matrix? Who watched Terminator? Oh, nice. Nice. Although it's old movies, classics. I don't believe in the hypothesis that they present. Because there's no them and us. We're reaching a singularity. Take a look. we're becoming one. It's not that the robots are coming again. But today, AI is a child. And soon we're going to be co-parents. So we need to be responsible and show them nature and love rather than all the negativities in the world. So we're seeing exponential transformation and a serious multiplier effect. Look, in 2023, last year, computers have exceeded the brain power of humans for the first time. OpenAI, ChatGPT, we saw it in the video too, or whatnot. In 2045, quite soon, computers will exceed humanity's entire neural capabilities. Imagine how responsible systems today matter more than ever. The only constant is change. The only thing that never changes is change itself. It's an oxymoron, but it works. Just like bittersweet sauces. I love bittersweet sauces. People are changing. We're much more mobile than before. We're much more liberated and productive. We all have our third arm. I prefer talking on the phone, while my younger sister, who is older than you, prefers messaging. I call her, she messages me back. Who prefers messaging over talking over the phone? Huge majority. Things change, but we're basically more productive. Who can imagine a day without their phones? Who is okay with being a day without their phones? Detox. 1 week, WhatsApp groups, 1 month? Come on, 1 month. Okay, I dare you to try it. I dare you to try it 1 day. Have 1 day in school where you're without phones. Not only people, as I said, the way we communicate is changing. Right? I mean, you are MUNers. Applause for each and every one of you. We need to focus on values. It's all about values. It's all about finding a purpose. It's all about being responsible. As systems, as individuals, as ecosystems. Now, when we talk about purpose, ask yourself, when you go to sleep, this question, please, if you like. What would you do if money was no object? I know that money is important. But what would you do if money was no object? And I advise you to go and do that. Because if you follow money, you won't get it. Because you won't enjoy what you're doing, so you won't be able to be successful. Plus, what is success? Success is enabling others. It's making others become successful. A round of applause to our teachers. When you do what you love, look, there are 8 billion plus people in this world. There are other people who are interested in whatever you are interested in. And once you love what you do, you work hard at it. Once you work, because it's like play. And once it becomes play, you become good at it. And then it becomes successful, and then money will come. It's a byproduct. It's not a goal. The goal is purpose. At least I think so. So communication is changing, the way we communicate. Influencers. Who is following influencers? At least one. Everyone. Everyone. Everyone is all about establishing their own channels. Who watches cable TV or digital, whatever, other than news and soccer? Other than news and soccer, who watches? 15%. Hade, 20%. Who watches? Who buys music? Anyone buys music? I'm not talking about Spotify and those kind of subscriptions. I'm talking about actually buying CDs, songs. Okay. Who's buying newspapers? By the way, if you don't pay for a product, then you are the product. Because it's all about dataism, and we need to be aware of it. We don't need to run away from it, but we need to be conscious and responsible when it comes to these issues. So my point, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Meta, whatever, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, we're all spending time in platforms. We're all being social in a different kind of way than before. Like, comment, feeling good, because it's dopamine. Anyway, I'll get to that later. It's all about sharing economy today. It's all about gaining good experiences. Airbnb, for example, Uber, back in the day when it was available here or in other countries. We buy less cars, less houses than before. We just want to experience things, we want to share them and whatnot. So we see the sharing economy in the rise. The entire economy has been digitalized. Who buys things online? Who buys things offline? Okay, who buys more online than offline? Okay, I'm surprised. Interesting. Okay, but our social norms, our consumer habits are evolving, especially since COVID. We didn't go to the malls in COVID, and after COVID finished, not finished, but after we got back to the streets, did we miss malls or spending time with our friends in parks or whatnot? Who says malls? Okay, I'm happy. Everything is being reshaped. Everything is changing faster and faster and faster. And as I said, we're moving from one portal to the other. Since you woke up, how many portals have you been in? What did I do? I woke up with Spotify, then I went to YouTube, then I went to Instagram, then I went to LinkedIn. So that's 4. I think I used at least one more. Who used less than 2 since they woke up? Less than 2. Who used less only 1? Who used more than 2? It's all about, we're moving from one place to the other. So as I said, it's all about marketplaces. Probably most of you use at least 3 of these platforms. Probably. Who uses less than 3 platforms? Less than 3. Minority. You know, Stanford researched this and made an experiment, Stanford University. And they came up with, and they checked the algorithms as they become smarter and smarter. Who didn't press at least 300 likes on their social media since inception? Since you got registered, is there anyone who pressed less than 300 likes? Less than 300. But throughout history, and I'm saying all together, Instagram, Facebook, all together, because there's cross data sharing. They all share data with one another. When you look at the, I don't know, car commercial on LinkedIn, then they show it to you on Instagram or YouTube, and they don't even do it like silently. It's quite obvious in your face. If you pressed more than 300 likes throughout history of social media, the platforms know you better than your best friend or wife or husband if you're married. They know you better than your partners and best friends. And you don't even need to like anymore. How long did you look at a photo? Did you immediately skip it or not? Did you zoom it? Did you zoom on a baby? You get a baby commercial. Right? They know you better than you think. And you don't even need to like it anymore. The reels? A 2-minute reel. Did you watch 10 seconds? 1 minute? And you can't stop. It's hard to stop. Because it knows you. So they know us well. Google. Gmail, if you use Android phones. Your payment systems, your credit cards. Your phone numbers. If you're, as I said, if you use Android phone, they know everything. Alphabet. And all these companies, there are no tech companies. They're data companies. And we all need to be data companies or data organizations. There's a technology company. Even education, you see Facebook entering education with all these famous people giving seminars and whatnot. You think Uber owns cars or drivers or has drivers as workers? No, it's just a platform, for example. Yada, yada, yada. So basically we see Industry 4.0 technologies, and these data companies are taking over the world. The top 5 companies in the world, only data companies. Back in the day, Shell, Coca-Cola, no longer. We all need to become data companies. We all need to become smart. We all need to integrate AI tools and whatnot. And what is Industry 4.0? Well, you know better than me, but basically, robotica, Internet of Things, IoT, big data, blockchain, 5G, the cloud. But as you notice, they all go towards artificial intelligence, and from there go down towards the platforms. And all business models need to be as such, utilizing them. But they are a means to an end. They are not the goal. They are means to an end. They are tools. So Industry 4.0 was coined by the Germans. I think 2014. They're like, we have a huge industry. We need to make it smarter and better. Smart homes, smart whatever, cars. And we basically need to upgrade our economy, as we have a big industry, and utilize Industry 4.0 capabilities. Basically integrate these technologies so we can have Alibabas and Facebooks of our own, which are worth much more than Mercedes and BMW combined and whatnot. But what is the goal? The Japanese, 2017, coined the term Society 5.0. Who won in Germany and the world with Industry 4.0? Was it the masses? Was it the poor? Debatable. But the Japanese said, yes, algorithms, yes, AI, yes, dataism, but we need to focus on society. Society is the goal, Industry 4.0 is the means towards the goal. It's all about the environment, social, corporate governance and whatnot. So how do we reach Society 5.0? By imagining the future. Every strategist needs to be a futurist. We need to envision the future to create it. And that I coined Futurism 6.0. Imagining what's going on. I wish we have infinite time, infinite money, infinite wits, but we don't. So we need to use these resources the best way that we can. And to do that, we need vision. To do that, we need to work together. And as I said, we're moving from Homo sapiens towards Homo Deus. We are evolving. We are uniting with technology. Elon Musk is talking about implementing chips. You don't want to implement chips? Many people didn't want to have a vaccination during COVID, but everybody did. Otherwise, you cannot get on a car, you cannot use public transportation or whatnot. It's coming eventually. So, as these neurological networks are forging, we need to be smart, we need to be responsible, now more than ever. And you are the ones who understand this better than other generations. So we need you more than ever. This is critical. And in 2030, they anticipate that the AI is going to be a $30 trillion economy. The bailout during COVID by the US was, I think, $2 trillion. This is 13. We're talking about 60 million new jobs, and that's 2022. So it's very interesting how things are evolving. So what is our role? What is humanity's role? Understanding and adding meaning. It's all about adding meaning and value. And to do that, we need data. So we need to understand data, but not only extrapolate data. We need to add meaning to it. That's where the key lies, I believe. Aristotle said it best. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Knowledge without conscience is dangerous. Before anything, values, before anything, having a good heart, before anything, having good influence around you, I think is very important. So we're forging new neurological pathways, not changing what we know. We're creating new pathways because we cannot build the future with past habits. Some of you might not remember this, but these phones were around when I was young, and I'm young still. So, is this appropriate? Let's say it works. Let's say it's functional. Is it appropriate in your house, in the office, or at school? I don't think so. I disagree with it because it's not productive, it's slower, and it's just not appropriate. Would you start working in a company that uses these phones? And it's all about talent. It's all about vision and innovation, continuous innovation. When I was younger, there were, before even Discmans, Walkmans. And with the Walkman, we couldn't find the song. And then Discmans came out, and then we could find the songs. But we had to buy the entire CD just to listen to one song. And then it would get stuck when we walked. And then there was this ESP button, which we would press on it, it wouldn't get stuck. And then the iPod came, MP3 came, and in one iPod you can only put 1,000 songs, and you could buy them for 99 cents. And we're like, yay, we can buy a song for 99 cents. Who would buy a song for 99 cents today? 5 people out of 400. Things are changing faster than ever. So let's talk about technological trends quickly and swiftly. Renewable energy, for example, EVs, electrical vehicles. It's growing from 200 miles towards 400 miles, so you need to charge it less. That's great. 2x evolution for renewable. But solar energy? We built the first solar energy plant in Turkey, and I was in charge of our solar capabilities together with our team, because there's no me, there's us. And it was super meaningful because it's good for the environment, it's feasible, it's futuristic, it's cool. 200x in 30 years. 30 years ago, a panel that would cost $200 today costs $1, not including inflation. So does that mean that in 30 years it's going to be again 200x? No. It's going to be more. Just like the paper that went all the way to the moon. Neurotechnology, 45x in just 5 years. Merely 5 years. It's 45 times cheaper. That is why it's being integrated into the economy faster and faster. Biotechnology, 10,000 times cheaper within just 7 years. It's hard to grasp. Nanotechnology, 5x in 6 years. Now I know what you're thinking. After 45, 10,000, 5x. 5x is 80% price reduction. If it used to cost 100, now it costs 20 for nanotechnology generally. 3D printers were so expensive. Now anyone can buy them. 400x in 7 years. Soon you will be able to print brains, they said. Sensors. Sensors are so important for autonomous cars, for cars to be able to drive by themselves. 250x cheaper just in 5 years. And that's one of the reasons Tesla is also doing great. One of the reasons. Drones, 142x in 6 years. Robots, 23x in 5 years. Most of you know this robot, Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics. There's also the dog robot, which I really love. This robot, you should have seen them 10 years ago. Now they're athletes. Soon they're going to go with us to the supermarket. If we go to the supermarket. They're acrobats. Everything is getting automated. So we are seeing a shift within the human workforce, especially because of the pandemic. If robots are being integrated into factories, are they going to put the people back there? Jobs are changing. Jobs are changing. Faster and doesn't mean, but there are going to be new jobs as well. 50% of the current jobs are going to disappear within like less than 10 years. That is why new capabilities, continuous education, even if you graduate here at university, continuous education. Uncle Hisar, one of the founders of our company, used to say, I'm 92 years young. Because the second you stop learning, you get old. So I'm young. Regardless, also my age, everything, I think. So everything is getting automated. And welcome to the cloud. Who saves things outside of the cloud? Drives, Google Drives, those drives, X Drives, putting your photos on Insta. Half-half. The cloud, servers, are getting more and more important and stronger. Internet of Things. The house is becoming smarter. I saw a video where the house doesn't like the girlfriend of the house owner, so the house, without the house owner realizing, gets him separated from his girlfriend to protect the house owner. They are more IoT devices that are connected to one another, smarter than there are humans in this world. Think about 20,000 smart devices connected throughout IoT systems. 5G, get stuck sometime in your internet? 5G is going to lead towards smart cities. The difference between 4 and 5G, or in Turkey we have 4.5, whatever that means. But moving from there to there, it's going to be a huge difference. And everything is going to be able to talk to one another within the city. Smart cities are on their way. Blockchain infrastructure. I'm not just talking about cryptos and bitcoins. Safe, agile, and economic solutions. Smart contract, one-click payments. Blockchain is becoming more and more sophisticated and more integrated. We need new business models through your imagination and creativity. Like Ford, who came up with the modern car. Yes, 50% of jobs are going to change by 2030 in 7 years, which is why it's becoming more and more important to get to learn newer skills. 40% of all employees, of all workers in the world, 40% almost are freelancers. Are freelancers. They work for themselves, project-based, in a more flexible way. The way we work, there's an open talent economy now. Hard to get a talent? Get it from the outside, just from this project, for example. More and more, and they don't like calling themselves freelancers. They are solo entrepreneurs, because the brand is themselves. And yeah, we're seeing a remote life, moving from one window to another Zoom, to another Insta, to another platform. And especially when we work from afar, when we study from afar, when we teach from afar. Not saying it's ideal, but it's developing. And yeah, as I said, most important question, what would you do? What would you do if you can do whatever you want without thinking about money? Think about it. And yeah, entrepreneurship is on the rise. Everyone wants to be an influencer, an entrepreneur, he wants to become a unicorn and whatnot. But first, I suggest you gain, if you want to do that, first gain experience and lose other people's money. First, gain some experience. If you decide, and whatever you do, you need to have entrepreneurial spirit. You need to love what you do. It needs to be like play. And look how unicorns increased throughout the years. Back in the day, just at one Spotify or SpaceX, as you move towards the right, from 2014 and onwards, we see more and more unicorns, including in Turkey. And the World Economic Forum is always talking about the future capabilities that are necessary and would publish them every 5 years. 2010, the list of 2015 came out. 2015, the list of 2020 came out. Some capabilities get out of the top 10, some new ones enter, like EQ, cognitive flexibility, creativity goes up from 10th place towards 3rd place. Also the ranking changes. In 2020, when we were expecting 2025, we got 2022. Why? Exponential change, the pandemic. And then, within 5 years, 2 capabilities change. Now 6 capabilities changed. And now a new list came out in 2025, which you can check online. But basically, here's my point. Analytical thinking and innovation, number 1. Active learning, continuous learning, number 2. And of course, creativity, number 3. And in order to do this, we need to be agile. No more top-down, giving us just directives. We're not robots. Even if we're the smallest players, we need to be able to take initiative. And that's what MUN is all about. Student-led organizations, student-led conferences. It's no more just 1.0, one person talking and that's it. It's all about working together. Just like Web 2.0, Web 3.0. Yeah, A is a smaller actor than C, but in certain projects, they are in charge, for example. We're talking about design-based thinking. Always the focus was analytical thinking, but now we need to focus on design-based thinking. Not be afraid to make mistakes. Because how will you get innovation without doing mistakes? And this doesn't happen by itself. We need leadership. Now, 88% of leaders worldwide, CEOs, presidents, whatever, say that they have awareness towards change. They realize that things need to change. 9 out of 10, almost. But only 11% say that they have the solution. If you don't know the way, the wind cannot help you. You need to have a direction. So, what do we need to do? We need true leadership. And when there's leadership, there is no one leader. If there's a leader, just one leader, there is no leadership. When different leaders come together within the ecosystem, private sector, public sector, academia, NGOs, startups, artists, we need true leaderships to work together. So we need to lose our egos or work towards our ecos. And as I said, true success, I believe, is enabling others to become successful. Because if you become super successful, then, I don't know, Elon Musk or the lady who is heading YouTube, Margaret, if you become someone like that, amazing. But it's just a drop in the ocean. It's all about creating a wave from many drops. It's all about helping others become successful, and that's really meaningful, I believe. So, teaching, I think, is one of the holiest professions ever. What's the most valuable resource? Many people think money. They ask this to managers, money comes. None. Most important thing is time. Money comes and goes. Time flies away quicker than you think. And for companies, the most important resource is you. Is people. Not only people, talented people. There are many people, but there's few talent. And it's really honoring being among such fine talent. So, using technology, we need to focus on our society, on our environment, before it's too late. And the solution is modern education, like MUN. The solution is working together through smart virtual education as well, and integrating these technologies, but still working together, still having, developing our EQs, our emotional quotients. And yeah, as I said, it's all about creating ecosystems together with education. It's all about working together. And yeah, Otto Scharmer, who is a professor at Harvard, says the following about system thinking after COVID-19. He says, we are all connected. We will either tune into this connection of Om, or we're going to close down. And as I said, it's like a time travel thing. And sometimes you think about something, you're upset about something that happened in the past, or you're anxious about something that might happen in the future. Will I get into this university? Won't I? And then we are not living in the moment. We're stuck in this weird time travel, like when you watch TV but you don't hear it, or when you're talking with people but you're not there. It's an illusion, it's a trap. I'm not saying carpe diem, not care about anything. I'm saying we need to live the moment while focusing on the future. But we need to be here. And we need to realize that the world is exponentially flying and time is moving faster and faster and faster. As time moves on, as the years move on, time is passing faster. Think about that. But at the end of the day, all the stuff we're talking about here, it's just the edge of the tip of the iceberg. There is so much to discover. There's so much to do. Thank you so much. As I said, it's an honor and privilege and pleasure. Have a lovely conference. Thank you for your attention. And yeah, have a good one and enjoy. Enjoy solving the world's problems together. Thank you.
Thank you for your insightful speech, Mr. Garih.
Thank you. Cool, thank you.